Namanda, 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 Namanda,
Good morning. Welcome to our virtual service. My name is Tara, and I would like to thank you for attending this morning's Dharma Family and Obon Hatsubon service. We will begin this service with a moment of quiet sitting. Reverend Kuwahara will strike the bell, and we will sit for 1 or 2 minutes to quiet our minds and prepare to hear the Dharma. Then he will strike the bell again, and we will continue with the service.
Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
Reverend Kuwahara will now chant the Sambujo, followed by the Hyobyakumon dedication passage. Following the dedication, Reverend Kuwahara will read the names of the persons who have passed away during the past year. Then we will chant Amida Kyo.
Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Dedication, Hyobyaku. Today, on this occasion of 2022 Hatsubon Memorial Service, we gather to remember our family members and friends who passed away since July 2021. The end of life is inevitable for all beings. We may recognize the truth of Buddha's teaching that everything in this world is impermanent. And yet, as we grieve the parting of our dear loved ones, we find it difficult to accept this truth in our hearts. With great compassion, Amida Buddha established a vow to lead all sentient beings to the realm of nirvana upon their departure from this world, and bring about their attainment of the highest enlightenment and a complete liberation from suffering. Because of this vow, they have now become enlightened ones, or Buddhas, who compassionately embrace and guide us on our journey to liberation from suffering. May we encounter the guidance of the Buddha and deepen our appreciation of the Buddha's compassionate benevolence. May we remember with gratitude all we have received from the deceased and ancestors, and reaffirm that we continue to spiritually receive guidance within their embrace. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Now I will read the names of the members and then our Dharma friend who passed away in the past 1 year. Asako Maeda, who attained birth in the Pure Land, July 2nd, 2021. Buddhist name Shaku Joshi. Dorothy Ariyoshi, who attained birth in the Pure Land on October 17th, 2021. Kazuyoshi Ide, who attained birth in the Pure Land on August 4th, 2021. Buddhist name Shaku Bion. Kyo Eshima, who attained birth in the Pure Land on November 26th, 2021. Boy Wakida, who attained birth in the Pure Land February 8th, 2022. Buddhist name Shaku Fugyo. Chiomi Poham, who attained birth in the Pure Land on February 19th, 2022. Buddhist name Shaku Ji Shin. Sadako Del Colo, who passed away and then attained birth in the Pure Land on April 28th, 2022. Buddhist name Shaku Etetsu. So today we gather here to observe Hatsubon, to remember those people, and then also remember all our ancestors. Now I would like to chant Amida Sutra. Namman Dots, Namman Dots, Namman Dots. Buset Amida Kyo Nyōzei Gamon Ichiji Butzai Shae Kok Gijuki Kodoku On Yodai Bikushu 1250 人 海税大あらかん首相知識長老者利発マカモ県連マカカショマカカセンマカクチラリハタシュリハンダガナンダアナンダラゴラ京本ハダイビンズルハラダカルダマカコヒンナンハクラアヌルダニョゼト初代弟子病床菩薩マカサ文殊シリ法事アイタ菩薩ケンダカダイ菩薩上昇神菩薩四尿税と初代菩薩牛釈大観音と無料商店大衆二次仏語長老者利発十税裁縫果十万の仏道右世界妙圧極楽合同仏語阿弥陀根源在説法者利発非道学校妙意極楽合国修上無宿単樹昇楽光明極楽無舎利発極楽国道七十乱十七十乱七十五十改税司法主総医尿税公費国妙圧極楽無舎利発極楽国道牛ポチ白毒十万号中賃貸十二本社富士四辺街道金言ルーハリゴ上上ウロ各薬医金言ルーリハリシャコ釈州名二言直視地中蓮華大尿車輪小式小公大式王釈式釈光白式白光未妙高血シ利発極楽国道上十尿空毒将軍ウシャリホン非仏国道上佐天学黄金一昼夜六時二ウマンダラ系五国修上上位昇丹各位栄上州妙系空用他方十万の区仏即位直時厳冬本本時期協業シャリホン極楽国道上十尿税空毒将武士シャリホツ非国上右修十奇妙雑式し逆行空弱オムシャリ下領便が愚妙市長税商州昼夜六時水和下音五音延長五根合力七宝大八正道分尿税東方合同修上門前王に開始念仏年法年シャリホン尿物医師長実税財宝少々小医者が非仏国土無三幕宗シャリホン国道無無三幕道司名が教宇税商州長改税阿弥陀仏抑量法温泉 変化少佐シャリホン非仏国土未風水道小法号十法羅網水未明音非尿百戦十学同時空門前王社開示年上念仏年法年相死神シャリ発合仏国長寿尿税功徳将軍シャリホンお尿意運が非仏がこご阿弥陀シャリホン非仏光明無量生じ報告無償生下税公語意阿弥陀うしゃり非仏寿命牛五人民無量無辺阿僧義公公明阿弥陀シャリ阿弥陀仏成仏以来王根実行うしゃりほん非仏無量無正門弟子海あらかん非税三十四小の地消防差し薬部尿税シャリホン非仏国土上寿尿税空毒将軍ウシャリ国羅国土主上少者海税阿ビバチ五中タウ一生不公衆人他非税三十小の知識単海無量無阿僧義公摂者利発修上門者応答発願願消費小医者が特用尿税症状善人空営一生者利不可以小前言福徳因縁特消費国者利薬善難死善用人門説阿弥陀仏修持名号脈一日脈二日脈四日脈五日脈六日脈七日一心不乱言輪臨妙十字阿弥陀仏表彰修上現在午前善人修持神父天道即徳王阿弥陀仏極楽国土シャリ発崖税理公摂氏脈修上門税摂者応答発願消費国土シャリ発尿が根者三段阿弥陀仏不可思議空土逃亡薬足首仏趣味創仏大趣味趣味鉱物妙音仏尿税と豪華者修正各王合国水光超絶相偏風三大先生会戦場実言尿等修上等身税小不可思議空毒一切小仏称号年行シャリ南方正解有日が動物妙門鉱物大円見物趣味と無料小人物尿税と豪華者修小仏各王号水光上絶相偏風三千大先生会戦場実語尿等修上等身税小三不可思議空毒一切小称号年行シャリ発裁縫正無量重物無量創物無量動物大好物大名物発想物上皇尿税等豪華者修正物各王合国水光上絶偏風三千大先生会戦場実言尿等修上等身税小不可思議空毒一切小物称号年行シャリ北方正解有縁見物最小音物南小物日小物猛妙物尿税等豪華者修正各王合国水光上絶相偏風三千大先生戦場実言妙等修上等身税小三不可思議空一切小物称号年行シャリ発芸法正 不死死仏、妙門仏、妙高仏、脱魔仏、報道仏、自法、妙税と豪華社種小仏、格王合国、水光上絶、天風三千大先生界説上実言尿等修上等身税小三風化思議空洞一切小仏称号年行シャリ発情法制空凡の仏、宿能仏、工場仏、高校仏、大円見仏、雑式法慶言神、さら十王仏、法慶特仏、見一切義仏、尿臭未戦部、尿税等豪華社種小仏、格王合国、水光上絶、偏風三千大先生界説上実言尿等修上等身税小不可思議空毒一切小仏称号年行シャリ発王尿意運我公妙意一切小仏称号年行シャリ脈善男子善尿人門税小仏小説妙牛行妙聖小絶南地全用人会一切小仏偶称号海徳風大天王阿のくたら三脈三宝大税公シャリ尿頭海頭真珠が五牛小武将摂シャリ脈人異発願根発願東発願翼将阿弥陀仏国者税商人と海徳風大天皇阿のくたら三脈三宝大王妃国土脈異小脈根性脈東小税公シャリ小善男子善用人脈信者応答発願消費国土シャリ発尿が根者小三小仏不可思議空異小仏と役小説が不可思議空自差前言釈迦牟尼仏の異人難慶有し能シャバ国土豪辱悪性公辱権辱煩悩辱修上辱妙辱中阿のくたら三脈三宝大異小修上節税一切政権難心しシャリ発統治が王豪辱悪性行使難事徳阿のくた三脈三宝大一切政権摂氏難心し法税異人仏摂氏教義シャリ発牛小美空一切政権天人アシュラ等文部諸説寛義真珠さらいにこう仏説阿弥陀経ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがんにしくどく平等性祭道法菩提心往生安楽 Namandavts, 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 namandavts. Namandavts, namandavts.
Please join us in singing the Gatha, Obon, Obon, it's festival day. Please join me in reciting the Golden Chain 2. Golden Chain 2. I am a link in the Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I'll try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong. May we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandas, namandas. We will now have a Dharma talk by Reverend Kuwahara.
Good morning, everyone. おはようございます。Thank you for attending today's Obon 2022 Obon and Hatsubon service. ね So how are you? I hope everybody is well and healthy. ね So, today we are having an online virtual service using YouTube. And then YouTube has we have a chat. And then people have a conversation on chat, and then sometimes ask a question. And then I think we got one question about this. So today we had a Amida Kyo Sutra, and then during Amida Kyo Sutra, I think you heard I hit this 2 sticks, and then I kept a temple. So those sticks called settaku. This is one of the Buddhist items, especially for chanting. So as you could tell, Amida Kyo Sutra is a little bit longer than other, sutra chanting. And then usually we chant Amida Kyo in a good tempo. But today I was only, myself in the Onaijin order and then chant by myself. But sometimes we minister get together, or maybe including all audience chant together. And then especially like chanting with a good tempo or a big audience, it's nice to somebody keep the beat, and then so that we can chant together. So harmony is one of the important virtue thing when we chant, or even rituals in Jodo Shinshu. So sometimes 6 or 10 ministers enter the Onaijin and then do the same thing in unison. It looks really beautiful. And then chanting too. So that's why we need this settaku to keep the beat. And then so that we can chant sutra harmoniously. So this is a settaku. Thank you for asking questions. Anytime if you have a question, you can put your question on the YouTube or maybe send an email to Temple office. ありがとうございます。Okay, so before I start, I think many of you may know 2 days ago, July 8th, Shinzo Abe, who was a past prime minister of Japan, was killed due to gun violence. Since gun violence is rare in Japan, many people, including myself, were surprised. So in the US and everywhere in this world, many people get hurt or killed due to gun violence every day. So I sincerely hope, gun violence caused by our human ignorance or anger will stop and nobody will get hurt or killed anymore. Anyway, so before I start my Dharma message, as usual, I would like to read the passage of how to listen to a Dharma message. How to listen to a Dharma message. Listen as if I'm listening for the first time. Listen as if the message is for myself alone. Listen as if this is the last chance to listen to the Dharma. In Japanese, 聴聞の心得。この度のこのご縁は初事と思うべし。この度のこのご縁は我一人のためと思うべし。この度のこのご縁は根性最後と思うべし。ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏。はい、ありがとうございます。Thank you. Okay, so yesterday there was a Obon dance at the Berkeley Higashi Honganji Buddhist Temple, which is kind of our sister, temple, located in the same city, Berkeley. And then thanks to the hard work of Hanayagi Sensei and then members of the Berkeley Higashi Temple, we could have a nice in-person gathering. I met some members from our temple. So for those who joined the Obon last night, thank you for joining us. So next year is our turn. I hope we can host a nice in-person Obon dance with many people at our temple. So today is Obon, which is also called Kangie. Kangie, especially in the Jodo Shinshu tradition. So let me begin my message reading the passage composed by our founder, Shinran Shonin. So if you can, please put your hands together in Gassho. Joy, kangi, means to gladden in body, kan, and then gladden in heart, gi. It means to rejoice beforehand at being assured of attaining what one shall attain. In Japanese, 寛義というは、寛は身を喜ばしむるなり。義は心に喜ばしむるなり。うべきことを得てんずと、かねて先より喜ぶ心なりと。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナンマンダ仏、ナンマンダ仏。So many Japanese Buddhist temples observe Obon, Obon service in July and August. This is a Buddhist observance in especially mainly East Asia. In Japan, we have a summer break in the middle of August because of especially Obon. So usually family get together. It's like a Thanksgiving or Christmas in the US. And then when people get together, they visit a grave site or have a memorial service to remember their ancestors. So today, I'd like to talk a little bit about the origin of Obon. So now I'm showing the Obon with a Japanese word. So this is how we write Obon in Japanese. And then some people who know Japanese may think of trays. They're also called Obon. Obon. Although we use the same words, the Obon as a Buddhist observance originally comes from Indian word ulambana. Indian word ulambana. When this Indian word term went to China, these Chinese characters were assigned. They only, for those Chinese characters only for sound. So, which means have no meaning. And then I put the underline under the third Chinese character. So Obon comes from this Chinese character. And then there is a Buddhist sutra called Ulambana Sutra. Ulambana Sutra in Japanese, Urabonkyo. This sutra carries a story of Moggallana, who is one of the Shakyamuni Buddha's disciples. Obon originally comes from Moggallana's story. And then who is Moggallana? So actually, we call his name, every month. When we chant Amida Sutra, today we had Amida Sutra chanting, and whenever we chant Amida Sutra, we call his name. So there are many, Buddhist sutras, right? The teachings taught in sutras are different from sutra to sutra. However, there is a kind of sort of a set format of sutra, Buddhist sutra. At the beginning of each sutra, we can find these items, this information. Yeah. When did Shakyamuni Buddha teach? And then where did he teach? And then who gathered? Who was the audience? And then what he taught. So almost all Buddhist sutras introduce those information at the beginning. And then the Amida Sutra also follows this format. So let's look at the Amida Sutra. So this is pages scanned from the purple service book we use at the temple. So this is just the beginning part of Amida Sutra. So Busetsu Muryojikyō. Oh, and then by the way, in the Chinese characters, you see the dot in between. So maybe 4 or 5 characters, and then black dot, and then 4 or 5 Chinese characters, and then another black dot. So that's where I hit the settaku. So if you carefully listen to my Amida Kyo Sutra chanting, sometimes I make a mistake. Ne? So I need more practice. So anyway, this is the first part. Ne? As I said, where and when Shakyamuni Buddha taught this sutra. And then who are there? Ne? It said like on page 103 in the English translation. So this purple book is nice. The bottom, upper part is the Japanese, and then middle section is Romanized, how to read those Chinese characters. And then at the bottom, you can see an English translation. So the English translation on page 103 says, with a large company of bhikshus. So bhikshu is an Indian word for monks. Or of 1,250 members. So many people gathered to listen to the teaching of this Amida Sutra. And then Choro, Shari, Hotsu, Maka, Mokkenren, Maka, Kasho, Maka, Senen, Maka, Kuchi, Rari, Hata, all those, disciples' name, starting with Shariputra, the elder. Shariputra is a kind of leader of Shakyamuni Buddha's Sangha group. And then after Shariputra, there is a kind of long name, Mahamadhyayana. It's kind of hard to pronounce. And then that is Moggallana, or in Japanese, Mokuren. And then another kind of information about the Shakyamuni Buddha's disciples. Maybe, someday I want to talk about this too. So Shakyamuni Buddha had many, many disciples, followers. And then there are 10 kind of major, very important disciples. And then some of them have something very, unique or very, good at. So for example, Shariputra, the leader, he was said like a foremost, first in wisdom. Ananda. Ananda is the foremost listening to the teaching, which means he listened to the most of Shakyamuni Buddha's teachings, sermons. And the Purna, foremost in preaching, very good at preaching, delivering the Dharma. And the Upali, observing precepts. And then Moggallana, he was kind of famous for transcendental or maybe magical power among the Shakyamuni Buddha's disciples. So Ulambana Sutra, the origin of Obon, introduces a story of this disciple Moggallana. So one day, Moggallana, he decided to use his transcendental or magical power to check his parents who passed away years ago. He wanted to know where they are, how they are doing. He found that his father had a good rebirth in the realm of heavenly beings. So I'm showing the 6 realms based on the Indian mysticism idea or Buddhist idea. So his father, Moggallana found his father in the heavenly realms, and then he looked for his mother. Moggallana was surprised when he found her because she was in the realms of hungry ghost. So she was like, just skin and the bone with like a huge belly, like, the images on the screen. The beings in the hungry ghost are always hungry. Even when they find food and they try to put food into their mouth, the food catches fire and turns into hot ashes. So they cannot eat. So they suffer from constant hunger. So Moggallana was really shocked because she was a nice mother and then took good care of him. He couldn't understand why. So he went to his master, his teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha, and asked why. Shakyamuni Buddha quietly, meditated to see what had happened to her and answered, Moggallana, she was a wonderful mother to you, but to feed you nice food, she sometimes stole or robbed food from other people. This was mainly because of her deep and also blind love to you. But what she did generated bad karmas. And because of them, she was born in the realm of hungry ghosts. So this is what the Shakyamuni Buddha replied to Moggallana's question. Since Moggallana wanted to relieve her from suffering, he asked if there is anything that he could do for her to save her. Shakyamuni Buddha quietly contemplated and then said, I know you're a great practitioner, Buddhist practitioner, but you cannot save her by yourself. On the 15th day of seventh month, many monks will finish a 3-month retreat. After a long retreat, they are exhausted and hungry. So you should make offerings of food to them. You should also prepare a nice place with nice incense, candle, or beddings so that they can have a good rest. So following Shakyamuni Buddha's directions, Moggallana offered those things to the monks. The monks were so grateful and pleased with Moggallana's offerings. The merit accumulated from those offerings to the monks. Those merits liberate Moggallana's mother from the realm of hungry ghosts. Since the merit was so great, so big, Moggallana's ancestors for 7 generations who were caught in the hell or realm of hungry ghosts and realm of animals, they were also liberated. So once Moggallana found that his mother was finally liberated from the suffering realm of hungry ghosts, he was so happy. And then he danced. He danced for joy. So this is the story of Moggallana. And then you can tell Moggallana's dance for joy is the origin of Bon dance. And then because of the story, Obon is thought to be a Buddhist observance, Buddhist service for ancestor worship. It is observed among many Buddhists, especially like China and Japan. So as I said at the beginning, and then also I'm put the notes at the beginning of this slide. In the Jodo Shinshu tradition, we especially call this Obon as a kangi. So kangi means like a joy or bliss. And then e means a service or gathering. So in the Jodo Shinshu tradition, we gather for this Obon, to observe Obon for joy of or bliss. So today, because Obon's name in Jodo Shinshu tradition is Kangi, so that's why I used this passage by Shinran Shonin, Venerable Shinran, founder of our school. So Kangi means joy or bliss, and then so body and then heart. So what is the connection between Moggallana's story and then Jodo Shinshu Kangi? Moggallana's story was to send merit to his mother and ancestors to save them, right? But in the Jodo Shinshu tradition, we focus on how much we have received from our ancestors, and then Amida Buddha. So kind of switching the position. Mogarana's story is sending a merit. But Jodo Shinshu take is how much we have received from Buddhas and then our ancestors. So because of the existence of innumerable number of ancestors, we could be born in this world, right? We have a parents, and then 4 grandparents, and then 8 grandparents, right? If you do mathematics and then go back up to like 10 generations, over 1,000 people. Our ancestor is over 1,000 people. Yeah. So physically, that's how we could be born in this world, right? And then spiritually, religiously, as sometimes we recite 3 treasures. Yeah. Thanks to the causes and the conditions, we could encounter the Dharma, Buddha's teaching. And then not only encounter the teaching, this teaching assures for us to be liberated from this samsara, realm of suffering. Saying Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Right? Amida Buddha assures our attainment of birth in the Pure Land, and then becoming a Buddha with this recitation of Namo Amida Butsu. So, Kangie. So once a year, kind of occasion Buddhist observance to remember our ancestors. But at the same time, in the Jodo Shinshu tradition, to look at our lives, to reflect upon our existence, and then how much we have received. Kind of deeply think about, reflect upon how much we have received from ancestors and the Buddhas, Dharmas. And then when we deeply contemplate those things, then joy or bliss comes out from our heart, right? So that's why in the Jodo Shinshu tradition, Kangie, that Obon is called Kangie. So again, thank you very much for attending today's service. I would like to conclude my Dharma message reading Shinran Shonin's passage one more time. So if you can, please put your hands together in Gassho. Joy, kangi, means to be gladdened in body, kan, and then gladdened in heart, gi. It means to rejoice beforehand at being assured of attaining what one shall attain. In Japanese, 歓喜というは、感は身を喜ばしむるなり、喜は心に喜ばしむるなり、うべきことを得てんずと、かねて先より喜ぶ心なりと。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏。はい。Thank you for listening to my Dharma message. ありがとうございました。Now I will read announcements that have been submitted. If you have any announcements to be read at the Sunday service and to be included in the announcement slide, please send it to the temple office by Friday before the service. Okay. So Sunday, July 17th, virtual yoga immediately after the service. Please join the Hitomi-san's yoga. And then Wednesday, July 20th at 7 p.m., meditation and discussion. And then Thursday, July 21st, from at the 6:30, we will have a BBT Dharmana monthly study discussion session. Usually we schedule the last Thursday, but this time we will have a temple camping trip. So I moved the schedule. So this month we scheduled the third, not the last, the third Thursday of the month, which is Thursday, July 21st at 6:30. This time the topic is Buddhist rituals. Okay, so this is the announcement, and then now I'd like to say thank you to all those who have made today's service possible. Then first, thank you, Tara, for being a chairperson for today's service. ありがとうございました. Thank you, Tara. And then thank you, Bradley and Myron, for your help during today's live streaming service. ありがとうございました. Thank you very much. And then thank you, Tony and Ryan, for your for monitoring the chat room on YouTube. ありがとうございました. Thank you very much. And then Emiko-san, and then music team, BBT music team, for the beautiful music for today's service. ありがとうございました. Thank you very much. And then BBT COVID-19 committee for helping keeping our Temple Sangha members safe. ありがとうございます. Thank you very much. And then thank you everyone for joining today's service. So I hope you'll be, take care of yourself and then stay healthy. See you next week. Okay? ありがとうございました. Thank you very much. 何万だ。